everybody, it's Dara, and it is January 4th of 2015, and it is just proving to be such a beautiful new year already. Peaceful for me. I think we could all use a little bit of peace right now. One way to get peace is to eat your greens. Why? Is because they alkalize our bodies. And a lot of food in the standard American diet is acidic. Eating meat causes us to be acidic. Drinking alcohol and greens actually alkalize. So actually the raw food diet is alkalizing. And so when we have a proper pH balance, disease doesn't live in our body. When it's out of balance, that's when things can occur. So we have, when we are out of balance, and our body is too acidic, we become bitter, we become acidic in nature, we become kind of angry. And so that's a good way to tell, just to gauge how we're feeling. And really since food is our medicine, we can manipulate how we feel with the foods that we eat, right? If we need to be up, we eat something or drink something uplifting. And if we need to calm down, we have something calming. If we want to have energy, we'll have some sugars. If we want to be more grounded, we eat more root vegetables. If we want to be more calm, we have a green juice or eat some greens. So right now I have these gorgeous chard leaves. They're just magnificent. They're just like superhero, super big. In fact, I remember I had a picture of me. I was playing around one day and I just kind of held this in front, and I'm going to put that picture up if I can find it at the end of this video. But like, what a great superhero mask, right? So I want to use the chard. I have avocado, I have red onion, I have cilantro, which is excellent for helping our bodies to remove heavy metals that come in through underarm deodorants. Don't use anything with aluminum in it. We get a lot of metals just from old pipes, and anyway, we have metals in our bodies, so cilantro helps to remove them. Citrus is something we need. I have two things here. I have lemon and I have calamansi. These are from the Philippines, and they're wonderful. Really, really tart, not sweet. Their sweet orange looks are not signifying what's going on the inside. They're definitely tart. So, and I have tomatoes. So I'm thinking, obviously, the easiest thing to do for me right now is to blend this into a soup. Easiest for me in the kitchen and easiest on my digestion. I got a little hungry before I started, so I thought, well, I'll have a teeny little flax cracker. These are beautiful. Doctor in the Kitchen flaxseed crackers. I love the rosemary. Great fiber for your body. Great omega-3 fatty acids. And she did a great job. Allison Levitt, MD. She did a great job on these. I love them. And then I found this new thing, which is wonderful. Zen Buddha buttery style spread. And it's like a raw vegan, soy-free, cholesterol-free, non-hydrogenated, no trans fat, vegan, raw. This one's garlic, and it is like a butter. And what they did was use coconut, cold pressed extra virgin coconut oil, olive oil, hemp seeds, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, onion powder, and sea salt, and it's all organic. So if you can't make your own, this is a great little spread for crackers. A little bit, and it gives you a lot of flavor. And so I think what I'm going to do is just blend everything, because that will be just so easy for me. And you'll see, I'll talk about the flavor balancing so that you can use any vegetables you have at home and turn them into a soup. And you just need a high performance blender, like a Blendtec or a Vitamix. And I'm going to put in I'm putting in a lot of cilantro. You don't have to put in that much. I'm going to put in some chard leaves in. The water goes in. You can use water, you can use coconut water. I think I'm just going to use water. That's what I have, filtered water. Mountain Valley spring water that gets delivered. We really don't want to be drinking water out of plastic bottles, because the heat will make the plastic leach into the liquid, and that's what we're drinking, and that messes with our hormones. And especially for women, or men too, the phytoestrogens, the estrogens, it boosts our estrogen too much, and that's where they say a lot of cancers are coming from. So we really want to stay away from the plastic water bottles whenever possible. what am I going to do? I think, well, my citrus, since I have these calamansi and they're ready to go, I think I'll squeeze them in and hopefully not get a pit. They don't seem to have too many pits. The pits will make your soup bitter. There goes a pit. That's a lazy woman's way. Really all you have to do is squeeze it over a strainer so you don't have to pick the seed out. So I'm saving, I thought I was saving time, but I'm not. So here we go, just a little strainer, and then you don't have to worry about the seeds because they will turn it bitter, and then you have to add fat and sugar and things like that to unbitter it. So when flavor balancing a soup, you can use any vegetables, zucchini, red pepper, tomatoes, squash, sweet potato, greens, any kind of greens. The key is to make the greens and everything palatable is you need some kind of creamy factor, right? So avocado works really well. Hemp seeds, cashews, macadamia nuts. Speaking of macadamia nuts, I need to show you something that's really, really cool. That Denise Kaufman, Herbie, my dad's yoga instructor, who lives on a farm in Kauai, she is a macadamia nut. It's a macadamia nut farm. Look what she gave me. Macadamia nut farm and avocado farm. She's the most beautiful woman you'll ever want to know, for real. And this man developed in Australia a macadamia nut cracker. And it's so easy, you just put the macadamia nut in, crack it, and it's the freshest, most beautiful, obviously not rancid, because a lot of nuts go rancid. So fresh in its shell, and you crack it, and I think I'll do a couple, and I'll put them in my soup. That will give it a nice creamy factor. And you want to think about, this is how you think about how many nuts you actually would eat in real life, in nature, before they were all de-shelled for us or shelled, and then we have handfuls and handfuls of nuts. No, watch this. It takes me, I crack it, I take out a nut. I mean, you're not going to eat, if you do it this way, you're not going to eat too many nuts. You're just not. You're going to be really aware of what's involved and mindful. And I think with food, I eat pretty much a raw vegan diet. I don't recommend that everybody does that. I only know what works for me. So I do know that adding a lot of this into your diet is very good for you. That much I will pretty much say I know. But when we start being more mindful about what we're eating and we cut out the sugar and the flour and the things that make us feel bad, anything with chemicals in it, our bodies don't need any more to have to detoxify from. We already have it in the air, in the off-gassing, and whatever's happening in our environment. We don't need to willingly and wittingly ingest chemicals. So we want to stay away from pretty much other than, this is boxed food and this is processed. You could say this is processed, but this is totally legit. We want to stay away from things that have unpronounceable ingredients at the end, right? I could use a little bit of fresh onion. I could use a little bit of onion powder or garlic powder, but I have this here. Antimicrobial. We're talking about the winter. We're talking about flu. We're talking about people are getting the flu. People are getting flu shots and getting the flu. It happened to my mother all the time. And I'd say, Mom, every time you get the flu shot, you get the flu. So how about just eating really healthy? That's what I think. Germs are everywhere. And if we start to feel run down, we take extra care of ourselves. We don't rev ourselves up with coffee and keep going. We say, oh, my body wants to rest. I'm going to listen. I'm putting more cilantro in. Obviously, I need to. The avocado goes at the end. Do not put the avocado in now, because when you blend everything, the avocado will make it like a frothy mousse, and we don't want mousse, we want soup. So I'll blend a little bit. I definitely want salt, and I feel like having tomatoes. Tomatoes have lycopene. The best source to get the lycopene the best way is to have sun-dried tomato. So I'm going to blend this. We need the salt. And to be honest with you, this could be perfectly delicious without any fat. You don't need to add that fat like an avocado or macadamia nut, but it does make it more palatable and just delicious and satisfying. Okay, I can see that it's liquidy, and now there's room for me to add more greens. I just love to add spicy pepper. I love the capsaicin in the red peppers, whether it's cayenne, chili flakes, habanero. It boosts our metabolism and it busts out germs. So boost and bust, we like that. I'm gonna get some. I am enjoying these chili, the crushed chili, so much. There's something about the flavor of these. Spicely is the brand. And I've been making things a little hot. Okay, exciting. So, before we put in the avocado, we taste it to see if we need to blend and blend and blend, and then add the avocado at the last 30 seconds. So, I'm going to taste and see what is needed. I have to say nothing. Those 3 macadamia nuts did wonders. Oh, so if you want to order, I'll put the link below, and I have some TJ's Nutcrackers. And the website is kawaimacadamia.com, okay? And you can also call Denise, 310-614-4483. I'll put the information below. This is amazing. And you know what? It's such a nice coffee table. I leave it on my coffee table in my minimalist living room. And this is just out. So if somebody comes over, they can treat themselves and have a healthy. My mom used to leave M&Ms, beautiful colored M&Ms in a glass bowl, but this is my healthy version of how to take care of my friends and loved ones. And you guys, this is why I'm making these videos, to share with you that there is another way. And it may be a little more time consuming when you get started to start eating a little bit more of this food and get used to doing it, I guess, or just a change of just not grabbing food out wherever you go, because the food that we grab out in the world is not going to be in our best interest for the most part, unless you live near gorgeous raw food restaurants. It's not, or juice places that are organic. Make sure everything you're having is organic. So we have to start to learn how to incorporate making soups like this. So the good news about the soup is this will last at least 3 days in the refrigerator. You can make this in advance. Obviously, it's best to eat it right away. Things do start to oxidize, but certainly having this 2 or 3 days later is way better than grabbing something on the go with all kinds of strange things in it. So I am absolutely in love with this as it is. Nothing needed, in my opinion. So it's a little liquidy, so I can pour it into a cup. I can pour it into, the way you make things thicker is you add more of the greens, but I'm happy with it as it is. This is a nice bowl. Zucchini will also thicken it up. Put this in a mason jar, take it to work in a container on the go when you're picking up your kids at school. There's no excuses not to be totally nutrient satisfied, so your cells are satisfied, and to be hungry or to have to just eat awful things on the road. This is definitely my road trip food of choice for sure. This and a sweet smoothie. So please do get your greens on. I could put a little purple onion on here and a little cut up tomato, and get your greens on, and I will see you really, really soon.